Okay, guys, Ken's97 Stow 171 back for another ATS video. This is a new load. We just dropped off at the Kenworth dealer. I did decide to go ahead and change to the 12.7 liter engine. Drove it from there to here. Radically different sounding engine. Sounds pretty much exactly the way I remember my Freightliner sounding. Much less exhaust rumble in this, which is about right. Turbo noise definitely more, not louder than the other one, but more loud than the engine noise. Also played with the tuning a little bit on the mirror, so now I can do that more easily. Um, I'm already hooked. We are hauling this. It's about 44,000. What is the weight? We're going from Emporia, Kansas to Little Rock, Arkansas. Um, by the way, I figured out why we had no speed limit. These were, oh shit. These were under freight market, which is these two are external. These are the external market, external contracts are the ones that limit your speed. These two do not. So quick job is driving someone else's truck. We need to do a few of those. There's some interesting other trucks out there. Cargo market, can't do because I don't have a trailer with me right now. And then freight market is use your truck to haul a load. Does it tell me the distance? Yeah, our total distance is 427 miles. We have about 5 hours of wake time left, so we are definitely going to have to sleep somewhere. That's okay. Let's see here. We're going from there to there, up and around. Not too many sleep areas. There's some right here. We'll keep that in mind. 200 miles, that's about 4 hours. And I think we have about 4 hours of sleep time, so that might work. Is there one before that? There is one here. So we might do that instead. That's 3 hours and 4 minutes. We might do that. There's fuel there too. All right, guys. So you're going to get to hear the engine for the first time. I've already heard it. So here we go.
Okay, here we go.
Let's do it without her yapping. No. I put the digital mirror on, top left there. I actually ran into a car while I was on my way over here because he came up in my blind spot and I couldn't see him because I hadn't looked left. So I think I'm going to leave that up there.
Turn left. Turn left.
Keep in mind, this is about it's much lower weight. Definitely way slower than the other engine.
Keep left and then turn left.
What is the engine?
Turn left.
there's a long fucking light. Who's going? That guy just blew the red light. Did you see that? That wagon right there.
Keep right.
So I think ultimately we'll put that other engine back in here, but I still think I like the idea
Keep
of
right.
maybe building a slightly lesser weight one of these. Um,
Keep left.
um, so this might be a good engine to pair with that other 18 speed that had shorter gear ratios. Um,
Keep right, and then exit right. Exit right.
so we'll keep this engine in here for this trip. Interesting when it
Turn right.
downshifts. It accelerates from a light okay if it starts in first gear, which it doesn't do unless you slam the throttle down twice.
Go straight on.
I like the driving position in this, but I wonder if this truck might do better. We're at 80 degrees, so let's just see. You know, would this truck be better to drive like that, where you can see the mirrors? That is completely unrealistic, though. So I don't think so. I think you're. I think that's you know, in real life, that left mirror would be in your peripheral vision. Let's see about the steering wheel, though. That does open up these gauges and doesn't affect these ones down here. Might be better. Something like that. I liked having that vent right there because it blew right through the steering wheel, right at your chest. No steering, telescoping. Towards you. Let's try that. This moves your seat position this way and this way. Field of view we already have taken a look at. So yeah, I just think, in real life, that's about what you can see in the mirror in your field of view. Because, a human's field of vision is a lot wider than 16 by 9 TV set. We have, practically 180 degrees. This would be where if I liked the eye tracking, where glancing to the left rather than moving my head might be a better choice. But I just
Go
found
straight on.
that the eye tracking, the camera was moving around too much. That's a fucking stop sign. See, in this truck, it might be one to turn off the smart shifting so it would start
Go
in first
straight
gear
on.
every time. Yeah, this would be an amazing truck to have a digital mirror right there on the A pillar. That'd be ideal. Then you wouldn't have to do that. It's too bad that you can't move those digital mirrors around in game and expand and minimize them, so you could stick them wherever you wanted in that particular truck. Oh, we're still in 17th gear. One thing I do wish too is that there was a way to override the transmission. I don't know if there is. We're in 17th. We could go to 18th. Just cruising along here. We got to turn anyway.
Keep left and then turn left.
Listen to when it downshifts. You can hear a thunk.
Turn left.
Which I think is just because the engine's quieter, you can actually hear it. And in the other truck, the Jake brake was so loud. that you just couldn't hear that. That's probably the sound of the air shifter going from high side to low side, I think. I don't think the shifter moves in the cabin. It does not. Like that was not necessary to downshift there. It'd been better to stay in the gear it was. And just ride it. Now there's our first yawn. It's only noon, so we get to our sleep location, and we're gonna be driving in the dark again.
Go straight on.
You know, I mean, it is much less power. Be interesting. They had a 300 horsepower version of. They had a lower horsepower version of this 12.7. Um, now there, that's perfect because our sleep area is right here, directly in front of us.
Go straight on.
There was a super one of those kind of trailers available that I saw, and
Go straight on.
we're gonna go ahead and get fuel. Trucking fuels over here. And if you see, we are, we're actually only we only have 270 miles to go, and we're not really out of fuel. So let's let it go. I still have not seen any. I'm curious to see what happens with that at the top there on the Yara, to see what happens with the fuel gauge as we get lower. We're just below half. Okay. All right, guys. Um, I'm just gonna rest, and then we'll just get up and continue. Wow, totally dark. I wonder if the yep, the knobs move. See the yellow square right at the top of the parking lot, right on the top of the monitor there. I'll try to stay still. Yeah. We're not going to get fuel. I want to see what happens with that. You know, when we get down to the red there, does it just start blinking? You know, what is the deal? Boy, I tell you one thing I notice.
Keep right, and then
There's
turn right.
there's not as much illumination, even though it has these headlights here.
Turn right.
To the left and right is not as bright as in that the green W900 whatever I said it was, the Kenworth. Interesting that there's a thunk. That thunk I heard.
Go straight on. Keep left, and then turn left.
It's more like,
Turn left.
oh shit, are we turning left here? Why did that guy do that? The sleeping area was directly in our route, so that worked out good.
Go straight on.
Stop ahead. Really, asshole. He had his right turn signal on. That truck had its right turn signal on, not the left. Oh, fuck. It remembered the set cruise control speed because we didn't exit the game and come back in. This engine is much quieter, and it just sounds exactly what I remember. I think about 500 horsepower out of the 12.7 liter is about, you know, what you would expect. I believe that's a realistic power number, maximum power
Get ready
number.
to turn left. Turn left.
Where the lighting to the left and right is not that great.
Go straight on.
You know what I wonder is, I'm almost positive there was some orange lighting in the corner. No, maybe not. But there was some corner lighting options over there in the corner of the bumper. Maybe we could put one of those fog lights pointing out to the side. See, then it went to first. I did not know the whole cab was suspended on
Go
the
straight
Argosy.
on.
I had no idea that was the case. So the next time we get to a garage, we might play with the lighting options again and see if we can't. It's really dark off to the sides, you know.
Go straight on.
I know there's a scenic opportunity right over there, but it's dark. Not gonna see shit. Motherfucker, that's a red light.
Keep right, and then turn right.
Wasn't paying attention, guys.
Turn right.
Joplin, Missouri. This town was basically
Go straight
destroyed
on.
by a tornado. We're gonna be turning left up here, so I'm gonna stay over here. Yeah, the lighting on an open highway was plenty good. Look straight down the road. Didn't really notice the darkness to the left and right when we were building when we were running on that last trip. But it's definitely dark. Like you can not really see out that side window. It's pretty dark to the left and right. Which, um, when you're maneuvering in a town, you look over this way and it's lit right there, but you look and you can't see shit over there because it's dark. So there's actually a repair shop right there. We still don't need fuel, and we won't need fuel till we get to our next. I'm just really curious to see what happens when we get a fuel warning, because that fuel gauge has not moved or done anything at all. So it means you can't trust it. Good thing this thing has a very visible fuel indicator. It's in the middle row, right hand side, next to the speedometer. I did always appreciate that with this truck, with the Freightliner Century, that era, that they had that nice blue green color, and they were very legible. Did I just miss the whole? I just missed the whole. I just missed the whole green light while I was fucking around yapping with you guys. Jesus Christ, it's getting near the end of my actual day, dudes. So sorry. Y'all probably sitting there screaming, "Go! What are you waiting for?" Like I always bitch at drivers about. Eh. Oh, I'm yawning for real. We could just go. Yeah, 2, 4, 7. So even with a relatively heavy load, it's skipping gears.
Keep left and then turn left. Turn left.
I think it's gonna have me turn right
Keep
up
right
here.
and then exit right. Exit right.
You know what I wonder? If when I exited and came into the game, yeah, the roof auxiliary lights are not on. I was wondering why it didn't seem so fucking bright. They should only come on when the high beams are on. So we don't have front auxiliaries. That would be a so we might look at putting a bull bar on the front of it because I think one of them wrapped around and allowed some lights pointing out that way. Fuck. Yeah, that's a little better. Fuck. I don't know why those don't retain their setting when you come in and out of the game. They don't. There's an old car. Look at that. That's cool. You know, there are other Zmod engine mods available, like sound mods available. I need to go through the list and see are there. Actually, it doesn't matter because it brings in the engine parameters with it. So if I got those, it would bring in either additional or repeat engines with the Z mod because they're labeled separately. We had 14 liter and 12.7 liter Detroits in here already, and the Z mod, so it brings in new engines, and there'll be additional engines in the list. So I don't have to worry. Like there were some that were Cummins engines that I don't use or don't have, but it would bring in additional engine options. So let's bring the speed down. So I will, when we're done here, or at some point, I will go and grab some more of the ZMod engines, and I will do the same in European Truck Simulator. Also, there are some ETS, and they're separate because the engine options in ETS are totally different. The physics mod was shared. The audio framework was not, and I didn't see one for ETS. Or no, the audio for I'll have to look. I think the physics mod was shared, The audio framework, I don't know if it was or not. I'll have to
Keep
go
left.
see. But I'm happy with these are very realistic engine sounds. Very well done. Um, the only one I really didn't like was the field of view mod for the mirrors, which I think was just personal preference. It may be more realistic, but that doesn't mean it's easier in the game. And again, the reason is because in real life, you can turn your head and move your body around to look at different perspectives in a mirror. You know, you look a little to the, you move your body a little to the right, a little to the left, a little up, a little down. You can't really do that in game. So the wider field of view, which is not realistic, is more useful in a game that has limited visibility options, even with head tracking. Although that is something I could look into. But you're not looking at a three-dimensional world outside your body. You know, you're looking at a TV screen that's directly in front of you. So me like moving my body, 5 inches to the right to look around a mirror isn't going to work because I still have to turn my head. Let's listen to what this sounds like in a tunnel. Not much different on that one. Um, you're looking, moving your body 5 inches to the right to look around an obstacle in a mirror to get a better perspective. You, you're looking at a screen that's directly in front of you, so it just doesn't, you know.
Keep left.
For, for example, you know, um, to like look at a better angle out the side window, you might like lean forward where your head's almost to the steering wheel, and then look to the right and kind of hit the mirror at an angle to get to change the right perspective. Can't do that in game. Maybe with VR you could. Yeah, down to about a quarter of a tank, and the fuel gauge up there hasn't changed color or done anything. So the one next to it, I believe, is damage. We'll be there really shortly, guys. That worked out to be about a 40-minute video. That seems to be a good pace for us. I checked. These Z-Mod engines are not available for the T680 Kenworth. We're running like a 600 horsepower right now on that engine. There, because we wanted to stay with a PACCAR engine. There is a 700 something horsepower Caterpillar, I think, available, or Cummins or something. But I wanted to stay true to the brand. Um, haven't used the head tracking in any of those newer trucks, so we might give that a whirl too. Really like the gauge cluster dash on this truck. It's just so visible. It's one of the few things that really bothers me in some of the other trucks is you're really dependent upon looking at the route planner speed. It is kind of nice having a slightly quieter truck.
Keep right, and then turn right. Turn right. Keep right, and then exit right. Exit right. Keep left, and then turn left.
See, they have to yield on the service road to the exiting freeway traffic.
Turn left. Go straight on. Keep right, and then turn right. Turn right. Get ready to turn left. Turn left. Get ready to turn right. Turn right. Turn right. This is where it ends.
We might make it to the next status. I don't know. So we got to go all the way. What we'll do is we'll go around and then driver's side back it right there. I mean, this thing is definitely not as powerful as the other engine, but it's fine. Would have been interesting to try it with the much heavier low. Oh, shit, it's right there. Oh, of course. We might be able to go to this side of the truck. Let's park your fucking truck right in the wrong fucking place. However, we do have a we do have one of these, so we need to be probably a bit more forward. No. Not quite. Yeah, maybe. Yeah. All in one go. Wow. Well, let's just not fuck it up at the end here. Now you're gonna ask me if I wanna. Oh, wrong way. Like I said, don't fuck it up at the end here. This is what happens. You start to overcorrect. Good enough for them. Good enough for us. And let's see if we made it to the next stage. I don't know if it's quite long enough. Yay! We made it to legend status. Next status is to 100. Wow, we're only we're to divine champion. All right, guys. I think that'll be it for this video. We're right about an hour. I think that's about good. I am gonna see if I can find a truck repair shop someplace nearby and see about maybe editing the lights on it. Um, I also might go into Zmods and download some additional engines that might be then usable in this truck. The thing about these older Freightliners is true with Kenworth and anything else. You could get Cummins. There were a bunch of engine options in trucks like this. So I'll have to go and maybe just go get those other sound packs for other engines, and then see if they're available for this truck. They might sound amazing. Um, so like I think there was a Cummins N14. Um, Fortunately, in the list of engines, they're listed as ZMod, the ZM. It's easy to figure out which ones are which. All right, guys, that'll be it. Ken's 97 Stowe 171. You guys have a good evening and be safe out there.